Another disappointing performance by the West Indies, Adrian. Another poor showing.
Kurt, it was horrible. The West Indies all out for 55 runs.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, your channel of undiluted sports content. Your favorites are here: West Indies versus England, Adrian. Another disappointing performance, 55 all out. But before I hear from you, I just want to share this scoreline. Like, how are we really going today? Match. Boy, may I tell you, we said England going to win, but we never expected all of this. 55 all out, Lendl Simmons, 3 runs from 7 balls. Evan Lewis, 6. Chris Gayle, the only player in double figures, 13. Etmire, 9. Bravo, 5. Puran, 1. Pollard, 6. Russell, 0. Hussein, not out, and 6. McCoy, 0. Rampal, 3. This sound like one person phone number. 55 all out. Boy, Moeen Ali, 2 wickets from 4 overs, 17 runs. And the star of the show, Rashid, 2.2 overs, 2 runs, and 4 wickets. Adrian, talk to me. What really going on, sir? What is?
Well, Kurt, dial up all those numbers. The West Indies were horrible. 55 all out. Chris Gayle top scoring with 13 runs. No other player in double figures. You had Rashid bowling as if he was reincarnated Merliteran or Shane Warne. And the West Indies just could not get it going. It was a terrible display from the start right through to the end. And I guess the only silver lining we could try to pull from this is Gayle, 100 strike rate. He has struggled from start. And also that brilliant catch by Akil Hassan to take the wicket. Apart from that, the West Indies will want to see the back of this match very quickly, and the fans will want to see this team do a lot better in the next game.
Raymond, it's clear that the West Indies were playing butter package. 8 of the 10 players who got out caught. You expected this
Yes.
at all?
No, because guess what? I remember Pollard telling us that they will do whatever it takes to pile on some runs. And he said if it means they have to run between the sticks. But that's not what I say. All I see them just try hit the boundary every chance they get. I remember them saying this is a big hit in West Indies size, but they're not in a farm. So play into a farm, run between the six, put some runs on the board, have some run rate that is respectable. And that never happened. So I'm kind of disappointed. And as Adrian said, at least Gayle 100 strike rate, 13 runs. So that's some. I almost feel like they're still in warm up mode. I almost think so. I like to think this match is another warm up match, an extension of the warm up series. They tend to do this. And so I expect them to beat the rest. Australia and South Africa. Yeah, hopefully. So they have one extra warm up match, and that was against England.
So, Adrian, when England turned to bat, they made light work of the chase, or not so much light work of the chase. They were 56 for 4 from 8 overs and 2 balls. The highlight being the mystery spinner, Akil Hussein. 2 for 24. and a brilliant catch. Talk to me, because this is probably the only highlight of the match for the West Indies.
You're
That
not
brilliant
counting Gale's
catch.
highlight. Anyway, Akil Hassan came in the team. Um, he was a reserve and basically came in because of the injury to Fabian Allen. And this is what it talk about grabbing the opportunity with two hands, right? I don't know if there's another team in the world where a reserve could just walk in the starting 11, but this is the West Indies and these things happen. Nonetheless, the young man has shown himself and done himself very well. He bowled really well in the match. If we look at it, he pretty much held his own, showed that he had some fight, and not only that, he took that brilliant catch. And we saw the umpires replay it, and I was saying, this isn't football, this isn't VAR, it's not VAR. So the umpires got it right, and he held his composure, held the ball quite well, and it was probably the catch of the tournament. And we can say, well done, Akila-san.
Raymond, I know you always saying try to be positive, because the captain and Chris Gayle been saying that. Is there any other positives that we can take from this match? 55 all out is just unacceptable. This is the second lowest score in a T20 international, and this the first is also held by the West Indies, so they barely beat their own record. Is there any positives that we can take from this?
So apart from what you say around them setting almost setting another record, that's a positive. that's a that's a that's a positive spin because it's a record. The only bad thing is that it's a record that you don't really want. So Chris Gayle trying to show that he's up for it as best as he can, given his age and everything, and all the haters out there. He's showing that. So that is the only positive. The catch that he had made, Hossein looking up for it too. So those are some of the positives I see. I know you asked me about positives, but I'm gonna just barely talk about negative, and that is the young fellas need to be up for this. The young fellas need to be up for this. All right.
To make matters worse, Adrian, this is a batting pitch, 55 all out on a batting pitch.
The key,
When the strength of the team is so called in the batting, on paper they're all world beaters.
yeah, I mean, but the truth is, sir, they totally misjudged this pitch. It's a big pitch. Not only is it a big pitch in terms of the boundaries, but also it seems that the players went out and just were intent on playing hit and miss. Everybody came out to swing, and the swing, it was just a swing and a miss, a swing and a miss.
So let us hear from Eddie.
Well, I don't think the West Indies realized that this wasn't another practice match, because they certainly did not show up to the party. And as defending champions, it don't look good. The first game had to bow out like that, 55 all out. Very devastating and sad. The West Indies now hold the two lowest scores in T20 history. So we're making records, but the wrong type of records. And we didn't have anything. Gayle 13 from 13, Hitmar 9 from 9, top scorers.
Yes, so two things from that, Adrian. Defending champion, starting off with the lowest score of the tournament, and it was a very sad performance for Eddie. He summed it up
Yeah,
well.
yeah, Kurt. It was just an awful performance. I mean, you started off at defending champions, and you thought that we heard that they were fired up, raring to go, and it just all fell down very quickly. It was a pathetic, and we want to see the back of it. The less we speak of it, the better. And it was certainly not a performance from the defending champions. And we hope that the mood will not drop in the team, but somebody will go and shake up this team and let them understand that this is T20 cricket. This is the T20 Cricket World Cup. It's not the warm up anymore, and it needs serious business, and the fans really need a lift during this tough time.
Raymond, we spoke yesterday about England being the overall favorite to win the tournament, but did you expect such a performance? West Indies pretty much gave them the match.
So I didn't expect it to be so one-sided. Pretty much the match over less than 100 runs put on the board by West Indies. I didn't expect it, especially given the pitch and all. I expected fireworks. I said it many times. I expected fireworks, but
You expected
there's none.
fireworks.
Yeah, I expected something that worthy of coming on this lovely channel and speak of and use a lot of superlative like wow and stuff like that. But that wasn't the case. It's more like wow, I can't believe West Indies all out 55. What the hell?
Give them
So
another
yeah,
wow, Adrian. So let us hear from another.
So, second match of the T20 World Cup, and West Indies with an awful showing. Very awful display. We would have thought that Chris Gayle would have been the worst of the batting lineup, but however, Chris Gayle with 13 runs from 13 balls, 100% strike rate, not the best, but the best in the West Indies team. Very poor showing. And seeing 55 runs placed on the board, you would think that England would knock this off in 5 overs, 5 to 7 overs, without losing a wicket. But West Indies, with the fight that they have, decided to make a game of it. What if they had made another 70 runs? What if they had utilized all 120 balls to make 120 runs? England, ranked number one in the world, did not look convincing, chasing for 55 runs. Let's see how game two plays out. Being the first game, we were hoping that we would have won so that we would have confidence going into the second one. But let's see if the boys will pick up confidence from this game going into the next.
So two things from that.
What if?
What if they had made more runs? And we always hear that whenever West Indies do this to we mash up with feelings early in the morning. What if? And that there were some fight and England don't look convincing. Raymond, what if there were a little bit more
yeah,
fight?
yeah. It would then it become interesting because clearly, so I always like when West Indies chase. I always like when them chase. So that is why I expected, but that didn't happen. And so the what if to me showed that the fight had to happen, and the fight came from the bowlers, and make England look kind of, you know, like they're not super invincible. And so the what if came in. If you put on more runs, maybe you could make a match of it.
About the fight,
Again,
the fight had to come from the batsman,
no,
Adrian.
no, no. But to raise point, the biggest what if would have been what if the West Indies had won the toss? They would have chased, right? So when England won the toss, the fact was that the West Indies was confused. The game plan got all through the window. It was never a chase anymore, and the West Indies had to actually put runs on the board, right? And from that happened, it was all downhill from there because there was not a plan to actually bat first, but to actually chase.
When you see the highlight being Chris Gayle, 13 from 13, the highest score, the underscore in double figures, you know, say, this is a horrible performance.
Enough said.
Fans out there, we would love to hear from you by you leaving your comments in the comment section below. What's your thoughts on such a performance by the West Indies? And be nice, leave those comments in the comment section below. And always remember to like, to share, and to subscribe, and to tell your friends, all of them friends, to come and join the Sports DTM family. This has been another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Be blessed.